Well, when you think about melatonin, most people think about this as the darkness molecule, right? The sleep hormone. And this is a very myopic view of melatonin. And in fact, yes, melatonin is stored when light goes through your eyes. And when light hits your eyes, throughout the day, right? You're going to accumulate melatonin in your pineal gland. And the amount of light that hits your eyes is going to determine how much melatonin you accumulate. When you get darkness, when you go to sleep, whatever melatonin you've accumulated from the light is going to then be released. And this is part of how our circadian rhythm is regulated. Okay. However, melatonin is actually produced in every cell in your body. And without melatonin, you wouldn't even be able to live a second. That's how important it is. And in fact, it's inside of your mitochondria, right? What's interesting about melatonin is that in the early days, in the 1960s, they first started looking at melatonin and they started to do some studies on it. And they were finding a hard time seeing the benefit of melatonin until they stressed the laboratory animals. And they found that it was the stressed animals that fared so much better when they had melatonin on board. And so I look at this study and I think about the world that we live in today. And I think about, is there a more perfect molecule that we could utilize that could help us to adapt all of the stressors that we're exposed to?